And Parliament has expressed its disapproval at the over-reliance on donor support for the activities of the National Commission for Civic Education, saying this could compromise the Commission's integrity and independence.
The House is worried the NCCE will not be able to efficiently discharge its mandate due to inadequate funding.
The leader of the House and chairman of the Special Budget Committee, Alban Bagwin, moved for the approval of 32,552,578 cedis for the implementation of programs of the NCCE for the 2016 fiscal year. The report by the Special Budget Committee indicated the Commission's outstanding commitment for 2015 under goods and services stands at over 1 million cedis. If the Commission is compelled to pay this amount out of its allocation of 1,158,154 cedis, it would be left with only 152,484 cedis to draw on for the whole 2016 fiscal year.
The same allocation for last year or this year is being made for next year, an election year, a general election and presidential elections. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't make sense. With respect, it doesn't make sense. And that's why I'm saying that somebody was sleeping on his job. Otherwise, you would not just leave that same figure with no consideration for inflation, no consideration for the depreciation of the city, and plant the same figure for 2016. Mr. Speaker, we need to have a second look at that.
The committee also expressed disappointment over information that all official vehicles available to the NCCE were not covered by insurance.
The committee is appealing to the Ministry of Finance to consider providing adequate funds to cover the cost of insurance of the official vehicles, not only, Mr. Speaker, for NCCE, but official vehicles for all government institutions, since the government might and does usually incur more judgment debt on the event of accidents.
The House also bemoaned the over-reliance of the Commission on donor funding.
The committee has time and again expressed its displeasure on the over-reliance on donor support because the Commission is likely to compromise its integrity and independence, especially when donor partners decide to drive the activities of the Commission because of the financial support.
After further deliberation, the Speaker put the question and the budget estimate was accordingly approved.
Meanwhile, the House has asked the Finance Ministry to ensure adequate budgetary allocation to the audit service.
The legislature was debating the budget estimate for the service, which they consider as woefully inadequate.
The committee observed reduction and delays in the release of funds as an inhibition to the implementation of said programs by the audit service. The audit service submitted a request of 187,590,408 cedis for its programs. However, in view of the fiscal challenges facing the country, 140,611,756 cedis was allocated, a difference of close to 47 million cedis. This, some members believe, causes the constitutional and professional audits to fall in arrears to the detriment of best practices.
It is actually reflecting in the irregularities that the auditors are reporting to us. They need resources to work with, and they need resources to give us reports. They need resources to do follow-ups and make sure that recommendations that we adopt in the House are actually implemented.
Work closely with the audit service, and I'm encouraged by the innovations that has been introduced. That innovation of ICT technology is now being used for purposes of audit, and I think that we need to encourage them and support more.
The Speaker later on put the question and the budget was accordingly approved. Budget estimates for SRAJ, Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, as well as the local government services were all approved. Some papers were also laid. The Customs, Value Added and Income Tax Amendment bills were all passed.